So there, from this morning, there were 15 who got the chance to read their choice of a poem. However, 12 have yet to do their turn. So do we have a volunteer? Is there a volunteer? If no one's going to volunteer, then I'll start calling people. I'd like to call them.
I'll start now, sir.
Yes.
When the burden grows heavy and rough is the way, when you falter and slip and it isn't your day, and your best doesn't measure to what is required, when you know in your heart that you're fast growing tired, with the odds all against you, there's one thing to do. That is, call in your courage and see the thing through. Who battles for victory ventures defeat. Misfortune is something we all have to meet. Take the loss with the grace you would take in the gain. When things go against you, don't whine or complain. Just call in your courage and grin if you can. Though you fail to succeed, do not fail as a man. There are dark days and stormy which come to us all, when about us in ruin our hopes seem to fall. But stand to whatever you happen to need. We must all choose the bitter and the sweet. And the test of your courage is, what do you do in war when reverses are coming? Never changed is the battle by curse or regret. Though you whimper and whine, still the end must be met. And who fights a good fight, though he struggle in vain, shall have many a victory to pay for his pain. So take your reverse as part of the plan that God has devised for creating a man. Courage, courage, courage by Edgar Albert Guest.
Thank you, Beb. The next person would be Harl.
Dancer.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wait, you're the first one, no? The road not taken. The original road not taken. We go with. Wait. Kathy.
Start, sir.
Yes, please.
Man in the Glass by Peter Dale Wimbrowski.
Again, sorry, again. The title is?
The Man in the Glass, sir.
Okay.
When you get what you wanted, forget yourself, and the world makes you king for a day. Just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back at the glass. Maybe like Jack Horner and chisel a plum. Think you're a wonderful guy. The man in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. He's about to win or he's with you clear to the end. And you've passed your most dangerous, difficult test. If the man in the glass is your friend, you may foolishly go down the pathway of years, get pats on the back as you pass. Your reward will be harder and heavier and
Thank you, Kat. Next will be Corinne. Corinne wasn't able to do her poetry reading this morning. Corinne?
Yes, sir.
Again. Sorry, Corinne.
Still I Rise by Maya Angelou.
Again, sorry.
With a bitter twist.
Excuse me, Corinne. It
Still
sounded.
I Rise. Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Wait, Corinne. Where's Corinne? Corinne left. Corinne, I just wanted you to take a pause. You don't have to. Corinne. Corinne. Wait. Who was not yet? Natalia, what about you, Natalia? Natalia? Is your internet connection fine there? No, Corinne is back. Yes, please.
Do not stand at my grave and weep. Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sun unripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circling flight. I am the soft starshine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die.
Nice ending. Nice ending. I was expecting for that kind of ending though. Corinne, how's your side now, Corinne? We were worried because you disappeared earlier. Before your reception isn't like this. What happened?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir?
Saturday, sir. Yes, sir. Corinne, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's better. Go.
Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides. Just like hope springing high, still I'll rise. Do you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still like air I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, deeping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind the nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bring the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. Up there, I rise.
Thank you, Corinne. Thank you, Corinne. I couldn't help but notice that while you were doing your part, Kent was the only one who placed a heart. I don't know what this heart is for. Anyway, don't worry, Kent. This is video recorded, so the world will know. Maya Angelou is actually one of the many poets that I've learned to love in terms of the beauty of her works. And it's quite consistent. I don't know how I hope you have read her novel entitled I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. That's her own. I also would have to be honest, that's the only novel of hers that I was able to read. And mind you, it's really a nice book. That novel has from that novel, there's actually a poem authored by her, which is synonymous in the intentions of the novel. There's one which is entitled "The Caged Bird," no, "The Free Bird and the Caged Bird," still by Maya Angelou. The idea is still similar to what Corinne has just presented to us this afternoon, Still I Rise. Maya Angelou has had an experience which is really unfortunate because she is a Black American, and she has gone through several things in order for them to rise up from being oppressed. She clarified it in her novels, in her plays, in her poetic selections. She relayed this sentiment, and she has moved a lot of hearts. And I really give my salute to Maya Angelou. Thank you so much, Corinne, for sharing one of her works to us this afternoon. Kinth, the heart has yet to be explained. We now go, there's a volunteer. We have Jaya.
Sir, I do not volunteer. Hello?
Yes, Jaya.
Hello? Yes, sir.
Go.
Homework, I Love You by Ken Nesbitt.
Again, sorry.
Homework, I Love You by Ken Nesbitt. Homework, I love you. I think that you're great. It's wonderful fun when you keep me up late. I think you're the best when I'm totally stressed, preparing and cramming all night for a test. Homework, I love you. What more can I say? I love to do hundreds of problems each day. You boggle my mind and you make me go blind. But still, I'm excited that you were assigned. Homework, I love you. Studying is true. There's nothing more fun or exciting to do. You're never a chore, for it's you I adore. I wish that our teacher would hand you out more. Homework, I love you. You thrill me inside. I'm filled with emotions. I'm fit to be tied. I cannot complain when you frazzle my brain. Of course, that's because I'm completely insane.
Is that the last part?
Yes, sir.
At first, I didn't really get the title, but later on, I realized it's Homework, I Love You. That actually has given me a good drive to give you more homeworks later on. There's already one poet out there who expressed that love towards homework, then why not? Soon, all of you will be creating a poem of that sort. Um, no one else has expressed the willingness to volunteer. However, wait. These are the names so far that have done their part. Racho, Pogoy, Robertson, Bulgiser, the two Stardust Arda, Nicolasora, Cabanag, Tago, Cabagnot, Pon, Amad, Kalipusan, Quijada, Casañares, Datoy, Loculiano, Yap, Maglahos, Lulalas. So from the ones who are here, it's Apatay who has not recited yet. I read his choice of a poem to us. Kinan.
Yes, sir.
Can you make your voice louder, Kinan?
Sir, hello.
Louder, please.
Hello, sir.
There, that's better.
Richard Curry by Edwin Arlington Robinson.
Sorry, what's the title?
Whenever Richard Curry, sir.
Again?
Richard Curry.
Oh, wait. You're going to read to us the story, the poem entitled Richard Cory?
That's the only thing I understand.
Wait, is that what you'll read to us this afternoon? Richard Cory?
By Edwin Arlington.
Edwin Arlington,
sir.
yes. Richard Cory. Okay, go. This is, I think I mentioned Richard Cory to you before. Yeah, I think to your class I mentioned Richard Cordy on our first day. I think I did. I feel like I did. If it's not to your class, it's with a grade 10 class. Go, go, go. Carry on. I know Richard Cordy already. But for your classmates to also hear it, please, Kinan, the floor is yours.
Whenever Richard Cory went downtown, we people on the pavement looked at him. He was a gentleman from soul to crown, clean favored and imperially slim, and he was always quietly arrayed, and he was always human when he talked, but still he fluttered poses when he said, "Good morning," and he glittered when he walked, and he was rich, yes, richer than king, and mildly schooled in every grace. In fine, we felt that he was everything to make us wish that we were in his place. So on we worked and wait for the light, and went without the meat and burst the bread. And Richard Curry, one come summer night, went home with a bullet through his chest.
Has everyone heard the Richard Corey reading of Kinan? It sounded choppy, no? I stand corrected. I thought Richard Corey was authored by an anonymous writer. It's authored by Edward Arlington. Arlington, I think it's Arlington. So it was what I was able to capture there is, yeah, I can recall the line which talks about how Richard Corey walked. He glittered like he was he glittered. He's a shiny person because he's really a package, a well packaged man. Like he's the same description as before. He's like the man among men. Only to find out that he wasn't so satisfied with what he has in this world, and he thought that perhaps in death that's where he could find what could complete him. So he took his own life and put a bullet on his head. That's Richard Corey for you. Shalayla, your turn.
Defeat by Khalil Gibran. Defeat, my solitude and my aloofness. You are dearer to me than 1,000 triumphs, and sweeter to my heart than all world glory. Defeat, my self-knowledge and my defiance. Through you, I know that I am yet young and swift of foot, and not to be trapped by withering laurels. And in you, I have found aloneness, and the joy of being shunned and scorned. Defeat, my shining sword and shield. In your eyes I have read that to be enthroned is to be enslaved, and to be understood is to be leveled down, and to be grasped is but to reach one's fullness, and like a ripe fruit to all and be consumed. Defeat, my bold companion. You shall hear my songs and my cries and my silences, and none but you shall speak to me of the beating of the wings and urging of the seas, and of mountains that burn in the night. And you alone shall climb my steep and rocky soul. Defeat, my deathless courage. You and I shall laugh together with the storm, and together we shall dig graves for all that die in us. And we shall stand in the sun with a will, and we shall be dangerous.
That's one of the many poems of Khalil Gibran that actually had been met by us in by me in the teaching in my teaching of literature before. Huh, reminders, memories. Khalil Gibran was also such a great writer. I mean, you should also know the name of Rabindranath Tagore. These are really great writers of back in your literature for grade 8. So as of this time, everybody here has, except for Chelsea, unfortunately, we have already run out of time. So what's going to happen is this. These are my instructions for Saturday. Again, these are my instructions for Saturday. On Saturday, you are going to have an ST, another ST, because the one that you did, the 7 Ages of Man is already an ST. your choice of a poem is already an ST. Your third poetry reading ST will be on Saturday. However, it will not be through a Zoom call. It will not be through a Zoom call. You will do a recording of yourself, and you will have to send that to me through Edmodo. Corinne was able to do it. Jamie was able to do it before. So it can be done. It can actually be done. You have to record yourself, and then you have until 8:30 on Saturday morning to submit your recording. Why will I peg it at 8:30? Because our ST on a Saturday is scheduled at 7:30 to 8:30. So I'm giving you a deadline at 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, which means that you can start tonight. If you can do your recordings tonight and then you're satisfied with it, then send it to me right away. I don't know. Have you also seen the video that I made for the grade 10? It's on my YouTube channel. Feel free to subscribe, people. It's on my YouTube channel about the elevator speeches of the grade 10 students. I'll compile all of your videos to create one full video, which I'll also upload on YouTube. However, for this one, there's just going to be one poem that's going to be said or read by everyone. I'll give the poem myself. Jacob, it's not going to be through Facebook Messenger. It's in the message tab of Edmodo. You click on messages and then you send that to me. You can place it as an attachment. The title of the poem that I'll ask you to read is Do Not Go Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. I'll just type it in. It's the one that I've already typed in. Do Not Go Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. So everybody will have one poem to read, which will be video recorded, and that recording will be sent to me. Deadline, 8:30 a.m. To those whose readings of their choice of a poem had not been done today, please do another recording of yourselves as well, so that all poetry readings will be done this week. So poetry readings will be closed this week. Next week, we'll begin with the supposed module 2, the story about Beowulf. Beowulf will be tackled on Tuesday next week. Because this week, actually, you've done 3 STs. One ST was for poetry reading of The 7 Ages of Man, another ST for today with your choice of a poem, and on Saturday, the deadline at 8:30 is the poem Do Not Go Into That Good Night by Dylan Thomas. It's that one which says, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Verses are composed of 3 lines, 4, and then there are lines that are repeated. Question of Kin, should it be memorized? Take note, this is poetry reading. I would not demand that you memorize it. So, but then again, if you are not yet satisfied with how you have initially read it, feel free to do a lot of takes and send to me the one that already satisfies you. And I hope that it also satisfies me, Char. So